Welcome to House of Echofables. So let's start today's story. When I regained consciousness, I found myself in this hut made of cloth and thread. It was a small colony of our slums in which our tribe lived in our colony. Someone used to work as a garbage collector. Some were professional fakirs. Someone had opened a shop of amulets and threads under the guise of cobbler's work, but the most surprising thing was that in every hut money was kept safe inside boxes. This was very strange, for May was small. But I used to think that if they have so much money, then why do they live in such a dirty place? And when I got the answer to the question, a terrifying reality struck me like a lightning. We were poor, we had no brother, and we used to live in a slum inside the colony. I was the eldest. I had three younger ones who wore dirty and torn clothes like me. My father and mother used to wear garbage chunnied. We used to work in the name of society, but there were only a few things in our hut: two old big boxes and a small box in which the clothes of mother, father, and us four sisters were kept. There was a pot, two plastic plates and glasses, and instead of beds, big paper mats were put up on the ground and on which we used to sleep after keeping the clothes-filled mats. During the day, father and mother used to pick paper, plastic bottles, and all kinds of things from every corner due to the fear of garbage. Our colony was in a big field a little outside the city. This place belonged to a very rich man and was lying vacant. Later, there was a plan to build a factory on his land. But father used to tell that mother the work was going on very well, so the people of the colony were not worried. And even if the owner got the land vacated, then what would be the problem for us? There was a place in front of our slums where we used to sit and take utensils and clothes, and we used to dry ourselves by spreading the clothes on the branches of trees and bushes planted here and there. The water for bathing was also used in this canal, and we did not bathe every day, and we four sisters too were told by Alma to bathe after many days. Many children of the colony used to go to the canal to bathe every day, but I and my sister were afraid, and the other two excuses were very small. The closeness was reflected on our holy and faces, but who has seen the hell of the stomach when no one can see the faces? After picking the things of her choice from the garbage, you used to lie down again, and then Alma used to put two rotis on the stove made of bricks in the name of curry. Sometimes two onions with some ghee were not complete because we four also had a share in it on this day. If I or my sister, we did not know then that because of doing this they themselves remained hungry. We had never eaten to their fill. We had never eaten clean fruits. Yes, sometimes Alma would take the rotten fruits lying around in the kitchen, and after cutting them she would feed us the small portion which was edible. This did not change the taste of our mouth. Rather, it would get worse. And in the same way, she would take out the clean vegetables from the vegetables and cook a little, in which she would add less ghee and more water. No one in the colony would even ask anyone. Everyone had a TV which we used to go and watch with great interest. It would become more difficult for her when the weather would be at its peak in the summer. It would seem as if the heat of Surat would cook us like eggs, and the extreme cold would graze on our bodies like the core. We had only one quilt which did not fill even after we hung it diagonally for 6 of us. Sometimes the feathers would become bare, and sometimes Abba would take it to the side and Alma would start pulling it out of the quilt. And rain was like our biggest enemy. Whenever it would rain in any season, our lives would become strange. The ground would become muddy and water would fill up, and even sleeping would become a problem. As I was growing up, many questions would arise in my heart and mind. I would complain to Allah, and sometimes I would ask Alma, why is our life like this? And now I would keep my face silent, or someday I would get angry. But it is said that if mother is your lover, then children remain children in the harsh sun. This was true, and he realized this reality when a big car came like a storm. And the car hit Abba. Nothing was harmed, but Abba lost his life. Since then the car disappeared from sight, and Amma sat near Abba's body and ran away. And then every day after that she worked alone but lost her life. After all, I was connected with him for 4 lives. I was 16 years old when Abba died. I used to go to the canal and buy clothes and utensils too. While washing clothes and utensils from the canal bank, when I used to see Gujarati girls from there, my heart would feel very beautiful, and clean girls wearing expensive clothes. I liked someone's shoes and someone's suit. I would feel very satisfied, but I would just sightseeing them on the same road. Children used to pass by to go to school in white clean uniforms. I used to like them very much. Even her looks were not good, but after seeing her, my heart wanted that my younger sister should also go to school. One day when Amma came back from work, I felt that someone had told me that there is a job of a cleaning lady in a hospital, so I talked to her. If I get that job, then the situation will change for the better. When I heard Amma's words, I started praying that Amma should get a job. But I told Amma that if you do the job, then you will get the money after a month. Then what will we eat for the whole month? Hearing my words, Amma also got worried and started saying that from tomorrow I will take my 3 younger daughters and we will sift more garbage so that we can save some money. And if we get the job, then that will be enough for food for a month. After that, we will manage the accounts for the whole month. Hearing Amma's words, I felt a little relieved. For the next 2-3 days, Amma kept waiting for the reply from the hospital, but no news came. On the 5th day, I came to know that someone has been hired for cleaning, but a maid is needed to pick up the garbage of the same hospital, and she will get it after a month. Now I immediately said yes. In this way, Amma got this job on a salary of 6,000 as per 8,000. Every year the salary is 6,000. We used to earn 200 Indian rupees per day, but even this was enough for us because every day after working hard, Amma and my 3 sisters used to earn only 100 to 150 rupees. Now mother started earning 6,000 rupees per month, and she used to separate the garbage from the garbage present in the hospital and send it to the hospital and spend the rest of the time on her work. We started doing the same. I used to go to the hospital alone, and after picking up the garbage, I used to throw it in the big ground along with the rest of the garbage. She used to take 3 rounds, and during this time, if she found something which was not good for her, she used to keep it in a different place, and then the second round used to be at 6 to 7 o'clock in the evening, when it used to get slightly dark. In this way, now we 5 mother and son started getting 1 roti each. Amma started getting 1 roti every day. 1 month passed while working in the hospital. First, I met her alone, and Amma bought a packet of fresh vegetables and some other essential items and a bag of flour, and we ate to our heart's content. But after buying all this, Amma had only 1,000 rupees, which she kept in a box like clothes, thinking that some money should be kept for bad times. Like everyday life was going on at its own pace, but that one day was different when, for the first time, Amma was looking very happy. That night when Amma came back after collecting the garbage from the hospital, she found that more time had passed than the matter. I was seeing her. As soon as she came, Amma asked for a glass of water and asked me to sit next to her. When I sat down, Mother took out a bundle and started taking out thousands of rupees notes from it. My eyes were wide open. I quickly asked Amma, "From where did you get so many notes?" Now I immediately put my finger on my mouth and signaled me to speak softly and started saying, "Oh girl, our things are different. Now we will live peacefully and lead our lives as we wish." I asked Amma in a confused tone, "How is she doing?" Amma said that keep this money safely inside a box hidden in your clothes and wait for 4 days, then I will tell you. I took the money from Amma and kept it in the box and quietly lay down next to her. But I could not sleep thinking about the money. I was not coming, but Amma was also tossing and turning, but she was also restless because of this. The next day the same thing happened. Alma came with fear, but she also kept new notes worth thousands in Alma's box. And then the next day, they were talking about us. My sisters had eaten such delicious food for the first time in their lives. They were very happy. Alma said that if we eat and drink like this and lead our lives according to our will, then the people of the tribe will cast an evil eye on us. Although they were all rich, but nobody asked about us. So we left this colony. And then on the fourth day, Alma arranged for a rented house and asked us to join the community. She said in the colony that we are going to some relative of ours and will stay there. In the name of community, we had only junk cards and a few torn old clothes. We reached the house with Alma this evening with all the things. For the first time in our lives, we saw a concrete house from inside. There were 2 rooms in the house, a veranda and kitchen. On seeing the bathroom, my mother immediately went to take a bath. My mother sat on the concrete floor and started telling me to quickly go to the kitchen and take out the food. I asked Alma with surprise, which food? Alma started telling me to go inside and take out the food. When I went to the kitchen, there was rice, all the spices were added, and then I read a lot. Alma and we 4 were so happy that we had never been in our lives. Alma cooked food for us, and we ate that food with great enjoyment. The next day, Alma did not stop but took us to the market, and we bought 2 pairs of new shoes for ourselves and shampoo, soap, and many other things of our choice. After doing all this, I started enjoying it a lot. We made curry, and we ate to our heart's content. The next day after that, Alma went to the hospital for lunch, and my excuse stayed with me in the house. Now, she did not need my life for lunch. Our happiness knew no bounds. Now there were good utensils in the house, and we used to wash and clean clothes. Now, Alma started bringing a lot of money 2-3 times a week, and she used to deposit that money in the cupboard. I was very surprised that Alma got so much money. I had asked her earlier also, but Alma had gone silent. But now, after asking her repeatedly, one day my mother told me that every other day she finds some valuable thing from the garbage which she collects from the hospital, which is sold for thousands, rather than lakhs. I was so surprised to hear Alma's words. What does Alma get from the garbage that she keeps bringing so many notes of thousands with her? It has been 3 months since I have been in this house. We had gone one day, and Alma told us to get ready as she had to give us a big surprise. It was like a magnificent palace with mirrors and precious paintings on the walls. Its floor was shining, and it was a house full of furniture. There were sofas, chairs, and many other things everywhere. Now I told us to choose a camera for ourselves. This is our own mansion. From today onwards, we will stay here, and no one will ever be able to throw us out of here. Alma had just said this, and 'cause she took out our things. We had never seen such houses even in our dreams, and Alma was saying that this is our house. We started looking at the rooms. Every room had a bed, cupboard, TV, everything. All 4 of us chose a camera each. Alma chose her camera. After that, we went to the kitchen, and the bathroom looked very big. I was not able to understand how we had such a luxurious house. It is possible, and how can we live alone in such a big house? That night was the most beautiful night of our life, when we were sleeping for the first time on soft velvet beds. I could not sleep the whole night, and probably none of us slept. I was the eldest and had now entered this faraway part of a kludge where I could feel the difference between right and wrong. Initially, for a few days, I liked this free money and luxury, but then strange thoughts started bothering me, and the demand kept on increasing. I wanted to see what was it that Alma got from the garbage that she got thousands and lakhs of rupees. I did not mention this to Alma again in the big, but I had now started keeping an eye on every action and word of Alma. How much money she brought daily, and twice in a week when she brought more money, then I would go to Alma's house the next day. After living on less money she used to live, and now when I used to forget to count but the notes never used to end, I decided in the day that I will live on this night, and then I got a chance. It just so happened that one day Alma got severe fever, and the whole day and night mother was suffering from fever. The next morning she called me to her room and told me that today you go to work in my place because today there are very few people. If I don't go to duty, then my job will end blind. What does the two-eyed Shiva want from me? Felt the right opportunity and quickly got ready and reached Alma's hospital. The staff there told me that the garbage dump is in the background. We play cricket there. I was a little scared and was also thinking what would happen there. When I reached the background, there was really a pile of garbage lying there. No one was there because it was Alma's duty time. I started picking up the garbage and putting it in the vehicle parked nearby. As per Alma's instructions, I started looking at the garbage lying behind the big red colored bags. But when I reached there, what I saw terrified me. There was a white colored cloth which had red marks on it, and it was moving as if there was a child inside it. I removed the cloth a little with fear, and there was really a live child lying inside it. I started to move. Suddenly, a man's voice came from the big car parked there. "Hurry up! What are you standing there? Look at him quickly." I picked him up and sat in the car, scared. I quickly picked up the child and sat in the car. The car kept moving for half an hour. Then it stopped at a place and a man took the child out of the car and talked to someone. It was a completely deserted place. After talking, he took the child from me and after some fear came back and sat in the car. I was very scared. After an hour, he dropped me in front of my house and handed me an envelope and told me to go and give it to my mother. I entered the house with tired steps. I was able to understand who the child was. How did he come in the garbage? And I was not able to believe that my mother did this work. I went to my mother's room. She quickly got up and sat down. The fever had subsided. Before she could ask me anything, I placed the envelope in front of her. When my mother opened the envelope, it contained thousands of rupees. There were many notes of 2,000 rupees. Alma asked if there was any masala. I told her that there was no masala. But what was all this? Alma told me that when she had gone to the hospital for the first time, the workers there had talked to her about throwing a live baby or a dead baby in the garbage. If a live baby or a dead baby is killed for some reason, and the hospital does not accept the baby, then such babies are wrapped in a cloth and thrown in the garbage. From there, with the help of the garbage collectors, if the baby is alive, then someone else is sent ahead whose head is taken, and the money is divided among the people. And the money is given to hide the bodies of the babies who are killed. Hearing all this, I got very angry and was crying. I immediately said that babies are things to be sold. Hearing my loud voice, Alma got scared and held my hand. She started saying that we are not some fakir or dacoit. Rather, they are such children whose mothers do not want to give birth to them. We save them and hand them over to some such couple who need a child. In this work, we get money from both the fairies. After listening to Alma's words, I asked Alma if she was telling the truth or not. I swore by keeping my hand on my head, but I told Alma that even if you are doing good from your side, but this is wrong because taking the child secretly like this and taking money is not good for me. I was feeling like telling the news of this work to the hospital owner or the police, but I was helpless because of my mother. That's why I kept quiet. Now I did not like even the money coming to the house, and the food prepared with this money seemed like poison to me. After a few days, my youngest sister got high fever, and she was the youngest and the most loved one, 12 years old. She was not doing well with us. She had fever. Not only was the pain of taking it off, Alma was also giving him medicines from a good doctor and was leaving no stone unturned in his treatment, but instead of taking care of his condition, he was getting worse. On the advice of the doctor, he was admitted to a private hospital, and there he underwent a lot of tests. But despite all the reports coming out to be good, his health was not getting better. He was becoming a thorn in his sleep. Alma was sitting by his bedside, leaving all her work. What a great blessing it is for parents, and a person cannot tolerate the suffering of his children. I repented for my sins, and Allah not only accepted the repentance done from a true heart, but also became a means to stop Alma from committing that sin. Actually, Alma secretly informed the owner of the hospital about the whole matter, and he immediately took action. Alma got the hospital done, and this way this dirty work ended from the hospital. Alma did not tell anyone her name or anyone else's name. She just quietly left that job and started cleaning work at another place. During this time, my sister's health started getting better, and she soon came home from the hospital. But after she came home, Mother sold our mansion and bought a small house, and kept half of the remaining money for our marriages and gave the other half to a charity. Along with Alma, all of us sisters had also learnt this lesson that you can build as many palaces as you want by making someone rich and by earning illegally. But the result of bad deeds is not faced in any case, and in such a situation, neither money nor wealth is of any use. All this happened so quickly that we did not even get time to understand this whole matter properly. It has been ages, but there is peace in our lives. Alma's new job is good Gulzari, like we get salary, and after 2 mothers, my younger sister is getting married. I am sure that we will be happy in our homes, because we left the path of evil and adopted the path of truth and justice. If you liked our story, then like and subscribe to our channel. Also turn on the notification so that you get every interesting story on time.